Hello and welcome to the Survivor After Show here on theStreamtv. We are live, so join in on the conversation on YouTube. Use the hashtag SurvivorAS on Twitter. And I'm your host, Justin Walter, joined by the best host in the Survivor After Show community.
I agree.
Jerri Manthey and Ryan Allen Carrillo.
Better than the Survivor community. Let's expand.
In the world.
In the universe.
The universe. Well, we also, coming up very soon, we'll have Kim Spradlin, winner of Survivor World. And we have so many topics to talk about tonight because it was a 2-hour episode tonight. So let's start it off with one of the things we were talking about all night in the studio, the idea of men versus women and how to talk and treat them and standards. Jerri, you were fired up.
Oh, I was so fired up. I mean, it was Boston
Shocking.
Rod. Okay, here's the thing. Like, his whole point was that he felt that women should hold themselves to a higher standard. I understand what he's saying, especially in relation to him.
Right.
Because every woman should hold themselves to a higher standard than he does for himself.
Correct.
Obviously.
I 100% agree with you.
Right. So there was like all this controversy about him being a chauvinist for saying that, but in fact, I agree on some levels, just that women shouldn't agree to be treated the same as men or act the same as men. We should be better, ladies.
So why was Lindsay, though, so fired up and it caused so much controversy on the Blue Collar Tribe? Why was she?
It's because of the way he presented. If you present an argument about women and you say that they have to be better than a man to just exist, that goes against equality just in general. So that was the problem.
Yeah, but it's silly because he's saying he wants women to be better than men. Like, he knows himself that men are pigs.
Correct. But how it came across was that women need to be better just so they could be equal. That's how it came across. It came so chauvinistic. When you're talking about I'm meeting girls at the club, at the carnival, which who meets girls at the carnival? And where are these carnivals?
So Boston Rod has a thing for carnies.
Carnies, exactly. So
I lived in Boston for college. There were no carnivals in
listen,
Boston.
if you meet a girl on the zipper, take her home.
Oh
right?
my God. I don't know what he was talking about at that point,
Yeah.
but apparently we missed a lot of conversations about women that he was saying, but I did catch him saying that his mother was a hottie and that all the guys that were now on the new tribe would want to bang her.
Yeah.
I do remember that, and
Right.
that was very inappropriate, and I hope his mom
There-
smacks him on the ass.
Never mind he's using his sister's death too.
again.
Another woman. I mean, it's just you can't believe anything this guy
Yeah.
says.
Again,
Like,
with
he's
the
a
tattoos.
joke.
And we also have a tweet. Considering how Rodney's behavior is, can it be that Dan wasn't wrong after all with his comments regarding his mother? So that was from Ollie Wall. Remember in the previous
Yeah, of course.
episodes?
Yeah, it's just a total lack of respect from this guy is what it is. But I mean, this whole entire episode that we talked about is all stereotypes.
Yeah. And
Yes.
The next one, Jerri, how men and women listen. That was
Oh, yeah.
Dan's whole thing.
Dan,
about
the
difference.
postman.
This is so true though, and right on point. On
I don't-
fleek,
no,
as they say
no,
of Wendy
I
Williams.
totally disagree. He said that men like to fix things, whereas women are empathetic, which from my experience, women are the ones who always get caught up in trying to fix things and trying to fix other human beings. Maybe he was talking about the sink. In which case, yes, that is why men
he's blue
are
collar.
different than women. Yeah.
They fix sinks.
I don't like fixing sinks. Plumbing is
I think he was
horrific.
talking about the women that he was dealt with on his tribe.
Which apparently he's talked to more women than Mike has, is what he said. He
Yeah.
said, I've
No,
talked to
that's
more
what he
women than you
believes.
ever have. And I'm like, dude, because Mike was like, just go to her and say, I'm sorry. Don't throw a whole story in. You know, people hate it when people go,
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry, but here's my story.
This goes all back to the stereotypes that I was
Yes.
just saying, because they cast the most stereotypical people, like the Boston
Rod.
I can't even say his name. He is like this stereotypical like blue collar guy. So is Dan, and a lot of these girls too. Like everyone goes in these different characters when they get cast on this show. So of course, a show that is so built on stereotypes is going to have this sort of gibberish.
the whole show is a stereotype. Red collar.
Red collar. It is the red
Blue
collar.
collar, no collar, white collar. Total stereotype.
Well, and then
Right.
we move fast forward to when Dan's trying to apologize to Sierra, and his apology was condescending. Like, he's saying how he's so good on listening to women and talking to women, but he was being condescending when he was apologizing to her
Well, he
to
said-
try and win her back.
He said, I'm really sorry, but you did the same thing to me. I've been
That's how I
in
apologize.
relationships like
that's
that,
how
and
I
that is not
apologize.
a good apology. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, all these people, they all, talk a good game of what they think the ideal world should be, but then their practical application, it just falls right out the window.
And speaking of men versus women, we have Kim Spradlin, who is on Skype with us. She was in Survivor One World, the winner. So Kim, thank you
Female
for
winner.
joining.
Kim's, whatever.
Kim, I know. Sorry, Kim.
I like both of those. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi, Kim.
Kim, you were on a season that was from the start divided in men versus women. So with all the stereotypical discussion tonight in the 2-hour episode, what was your take on all the stereotypes running across the board with men and women?
Well, first of all, I was so confused because my husband and I actually met at a carnival.
Oh!
We were eating chicken parm and tuna fish, and so the whole thing I just didn't get.
On a stick.
I actually agreed with Jerri. I think the interesting thing about what Rodney was saying is I just hope men and women would hold themselves to a higher standard. I think he knows he's not being an exceptional person, and he doesn't want to marry someone that's acting the way he acts.
Exactly.
And that's understandable.
Because he's a pig.
Yeah, and not everybody is. No, I think the gender thing is interesting. I don't think naturally people always do gravitate towards alliances with people of the same sex, but I think when you're on Survivor, you've seen that done historically, and so you're concerned that everyone else is. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
Why do you think that is, though?
I don't know. I think it's just because it's happened, and it's like you're in this group of people, so you're just looking for anyone that has something in common with you that you can latch onto, and trust will be like something you can create a bond on. So that's just the obvious one.
Yeah. And you did that so successfully in One World. You had all women at the end of the game. You didn't have a choice.
That wouldn't have been my preference. Like, I'm not a girl's girl. Like, I would have definitely pictured myself in an alliance with, both men and women. But if I had to choose, probably men. So that just kind of happened to me.
Speaking of One World, I have to say, even one of the guests we just had recently said that Kim was her favorite winner. Sandra says you're her favorite winner.
And mine too.
And I think Jerri
really
said it too.
sweet.
I think you're a lot of people's favorite.
Too much.
Seriously.
It's true.
Most people credit you as playing the perfect game. Have you gone back and watched everything, and what is your assessment of yourself?
I think honestly, I went out there just trying to do the best I could possibly do, and it really worked out well for me. So whether that was luck or, fate or whatever you want to call it, it just went the way it went. So I didn't have like this master plan for it.
Oh, you're so humble.
That's also why
That's
she's such a
true.
great winner. Because she's humble
There
about
has to be
it.
something bad about this woman.
No.
Something's wrong with her.
And
No.
you're currently, you said you're pregnant with your second
Number
child.
2. Yes. I've been pregnant
Congratulations.
for 2 years now. Thanks, guys.
What have you done with all the money? What have you done with all the money?
She's on her second child.
Diapers.
Exactly. Lots of diapers. No, we're just living the American dream.
Oh.
We're all jealous.
So this season, now that we have the tribes, they've come together into 2 tribes. Who do you see finagling their way to become the next Kim Spradlin to be the winner?
I think Kelly was looking really good. She's the cop from the blue collar tribe.
Yep.
I think she and Joe and then even Tyler from the white collar tribe, those were kind of my 3 people that I was eyeballing thinking looked good. But the tribal swap is so crazy. It's a total crapshoot. So who knows what's going to happen now, I think Kelly made the right move, obviously, by going with the no collars to vote out Max. So I was thankful for that because I was afraid she was about to end up in bed with Shireen and Max and be totally screwed.
And you don't want to get warts.
Yeah, and you
foot warts.
really don't want those planners warts. That was so nasty.
Yeah, and
So gross.
can we just discuss really quick the Shireen and the bottomless thing? Because it's driving me crazy. Like, if you're going to go naked, take
I'm
the
glad
top
you
off
brought that
too.
up. Yes, because that's what I keep telling my husband. I'm like, that's creepy naked. Like, just the bottoms. That's weird.
It's like a dude that's not wearing pants, but he has socks and sandals on. It's the same thing.
Right. There's no bottomless titty bars where you wear a top. It doesn't make sense. You got to go full Monty, or there's no point.
I completely agree. It's bizarre.
Yeah, that would have been enough for me right there to be like, just out of Max and Shireen, I pick Shireen, like, without a doubt.
I'm like, that's just a different kind of cat than me.
Well, Kim, your season was the beautiful cast. Like, I'm surprised that there wasn't more nudity on your season.
Really? We didn't have that going on.
Remember, there's a respect thing. Remember she said
Something.
Yeah.
Well, Kim, thank you so much for joining us. We are
Pleasure.
honored to have you, former winner. We've had some former winners on our show, and
All
you're
women.
awesome.
I'm honored
telling
to
you.
talk to the most incredible TV hosts in the universe.
In the
Yes, yes.
And thank you for
Y'all
not being
have a
mean
fun
to
night.
Justin.
Well,
right, I'll be
good luck
watching.
with the birth coming up soon. Good luck.
Hey.
Good luck.
Make
Yeah.
sure, let's get some Vine videos in the room, okay?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll name her Jerry.
Yay!
Oh.
Do it.
Oh my
I love
gosh.
it. Bye, you guys.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
Kim. Thank you. All right, she's awesome.
Yeah, she's great.
That's why I've always said she's one of my favorite winners. It's not just because she played such a great game, but she's also such a good person.
Yeah,
And she's
she's
easy
cool.
to talk to.
She's super cool.
She's
Yeah.
very humble.
And she's the type of winner that, like everybody said on her season, she can stab you in the back, but you love her regardless.
Yeah.
Right? That takes.
Right. She's literally lying to your face, and
Yeah.
you still just like hug me.
Yeah. That's a good social player.
Good
Yeah.
social player. Well,
Yeah.
we had 4 challenges tonight. We're not going to go and like tell you all the challenges. You watched it. We know you watched it. But the biggest thing in tonight was when Kelly, who I had to think about what her name was, and even Kim just in our interview said, Kelly, she's on the blue collar tribe,
Right.
because we haven't seen her in 4 episodes.
Well, now we know who
But
she
Kim
is. She has a
said that she
gash
stood
in her
out to her,
forehead.
which is crazy.
we didn't
She saw
s-
something we didn't see.
We didn't, when that happened, and it was Jeff said Kelly, we were like, is her name Jen? Like, I couldn't remember her name because we haven't seen her in 4 episodes.
Yeah, I know.
And her face was covered. Let's be honest.
Covered with blood. Yeah, that was intense.
That
was a
bad.
really bad injury.
looked intense. Now, Jerry, being on the show, you were saying while we were watching it, they should have given them better directions on how to bring the
Yeah,
whatever
there-
you call it, the
There's-
contraption down.
Whoever it is
Pulleys.
that's running the challenge, there's always a safety guy that makes sure that no one's going to get hurt.
Right.
There should have been a rule made that you can't just let the platform fall. It should have been you have to let it slowly go down
Right.
because they can't see what's going on. They have no idea.
Well, the thing is, they may have even said that, but once these challenges start, sometimes all your strategy and everything else just goes out the window because you're under the intensity.
Well,
of
we
it.
should ask Kelly if we ever get to meet her anywhere. Because now we'll remember who she is. She
Yeah,
has a big
'cause-
gash on her
Yeah,
forehead.
She's the Survivor Harry Potter now. With the thing.
Well, it's gonna have those 6 stitches commemorating her blue
Stitches,
collar.
One for each of us,
One
she
for each
said.
of us.
No, but that was intense. There was a lot of blood, and
lot of
also
blood.
weird. I thought, which was great, is because they wouldn't take her blindfold off, even when Medical's with her.
Yeah.
You think they would have just turned her the other direction or something, but they don't want her to see the course.
Yeah.
And then Jeff was like, "This okay? Make sure she's okay because she's blindfolded. We can't take the blindfold off, but is she okay? Yeah, she's fine." And then she still went out there, so
Give her
she
credit.
got mad props on Twitter
Mad
tonight
props.
for that.
She pulled a Missy, huh?
She did.
Yeah, and I can't remember. I've done those challenges before where I've had to call out the directions, which the last one on Heroes and Villains I won. Yes, we
Oh,
won that one.
Jerry.
I think.
Hashtag she won.
Yes,
won.
but I don't remember whether or not we got to see the course, kind of the layout of it first and get an idea. I can't remember if we did before the challenge because that would have made somewhat of a difference maybe.
Right,
But
yeah.
the platform thing, there's no way to know how the action of that thing works until you're doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
That was dangerous.
It was dangerous, and I mean, give her credit for doing that with all that blood. Jerry, you are on YouTube. You got any
Yes.
comments you want? We are live, guys, getting on the conversation on YouTube, on Twitter. Jerry, what do our YouTube watchers saying right now?
There's a lot of people that are asking the same question, but Brandon Davis asked it first. Is being too much of a superfan detrimental to your game on Survivor?
I say absolutely not,
No.
but bragging about it to that extent
Yes.
is yes. Because even on some of these other shows, I see it on a race a lot. When people start talking about how big of fans they are so much, people become like, oh, this person's a threat. They know this game so well. I don't,
but
you don't
is
want
it
to
though,
attract that
really?
much.
No,
I mean,
not in real life.
I
Not.
don't see it that way. I don't see it as like, oh my gosh, they watched every episode of every Survivor. Who cares?
Yeah.
Because playing it and watching it are two totally different
But what I
things.
think is tonight what we saw with Max and Shireen is don't flaunt that you can say every winner, or even if you do it in a way that doesn't rub people the wrong way. You have people like Cochran who are super fans. You have people like Tasha, Spencer, all these people in the past who are huge super fans. But they're not sitting there going in the corner at the fire for 3 hours, like one-upping each other and being super annoying.
Well, that's
to
exactly
everybody.
the point. I mean,
Yeah.
Shireen could say the water is running and be annoying. So that's the problem is no one likes her and no one likes Max. So if you don't
Yeah.
like them, no matter what they say, it's not going to be interesting.
Yeah, I don't think it was that they were super fans. I think they were just annoying
Annoying.
about it.
Right.
Yeah. Another question by Sue Schluter. Would a schoolyard pick have been better for the tribe swap?
Ooh.
A what?
A schoolyard pick,
where it's
instead of
captains and
picking
one
out
by
of
one
the.
they pick.
Oh.
I like personally that it was I like random swaps. I think random swaps add more of an element to the game. And then if it is the schoolyard pick, I think you would have had a lot of people still picking people on their original tribes. So the opportunity for random, in my opinion, is much better. And it wasn't one of those 2-jar cases where it was like, you pick from this one, you pick from this one. It was completely random. I think it's a part of the game.
I like both. I think because I like the last 2 people that get picked always are butthurt, and it causes some drama with their 2.
And it also outs the alliances immediately when there's a schoolyard pick. So it would have made for a really interesting choice as well, but I think what we've got going on now is actually pretty interesting.
So let's talk about the swap while we're on that topic tonight. And the second part of the 2-hour episode, we had the swap. And the tribes broke down where we have basically the outsiders on the tribe. We have 3 white collar and 3 red collar. It's white, 3 no collar. We all want to say red.
Right.
And then Kelly, she was the outsider. And then you had almost the entire blue collar tribe with Sierra as becoming the swing vote. I mean, swap?
Both teams ended up with a swing vote.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that makes for a very
Which that almost happens
interesting-
almost every time anyways. There's always an opportunity for someone to sort of be that power person.
Not always. Sometimes it's like, 6 and 1, and then you're just
It's like lately that's sort of, there's always been like one swing person that sort of like had the power, and then, they're like, I have the power this week.
Well, and I think too, like I was thinking back when I was watching this episode of the season with Tony and Cass, where they always made themselves the swing vote. That was the strategy of playing more like, I want to say, like a Big Brother game where they're playing round by round versus the long term, we're sticking together at a tribe.
Right.
I do also think that the blue collar at tribal council, when they ostracized Sierra versus the Lindsay vote, that was one of the dumbest moves you could have ever done, to leave someone on the outs and then to berate them after the tribal council and basically say, you sucked at all the challenges and
you didn't pull your weight around camp, and like, here's all the things about you I don't like.
Right. Let's in alphabetical order. He gave quite a list.
let me just say something that anybody who plays Survivor from here on out, I think that was a really good learning lesson. Don't pull a Dan the Postman.
Right.
But how many times have we seen that when even if someone's on the outside, you have to make them believe that they're still in the inner circle.
Of course.
Absolutely.
To make them believe that, because when you have the swap scenario, there's the first confessional we see of Sierra is, I hate my blue collar, I'm going against them.
Right, of course, because everyone wants to feel safe and comfortable, and Dan clearly just rubs every single person the wrong way. I mean,
It's dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, even when they pulled the 3-way tie, it's just like, you should have told her.
Right.
You didn't need to do that.
And then when he tried the apology, like we discussed, there's just no hope for Dan.
No, at all.
You guys, I didn't know that this was going on, but Angel Batuis is telling us right now that every week there is a Survivor party with the current cast mates on it. And right now it's Tyler, Sierra, and Mike. They were all together tonight at a big party in Portland, in South Portland. So maybe we could get them to Skype in.
Wasted.
If CBS allows it.
Hey, you know what? Don't ask.
Don't ask.
Yep.
He's here to apologize than ask permission.
Yeah. So the new dynamics of the tribe, it reminded me of when Denise in her season was always, she was on the outside, but then she was always the most important vote every time.
Right.
She was always the most important time. Carolyn, Max and Shireen thought that she would stick with them and she would be with them. Was it the smart move to go against them?
Of course it was.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a no-brainer.
yeah,
at this point.
she was so smart to like instantly recognize what was going on and like ditch Max and Shireen. It would have been really bad for her if she hadn't.
And it's just like, these people are just crazy. Come on, people, if you're huge Survivor fans, don't pull these idiotic moves.
But I mean, those idiotic moves only help the other people because you always want to keep a target in front of you so you're off the radar. And so now, I mean, we're going to talk about, Max or whatever, but then now Shireen is so annoying, so you already know that she would for sure be the next one no matter what, even if Max was, a good player in the challenge and can maybe win his way back. They know no way is Shireen going to win her way back.
One thing we talked about a little bit with Kim was with the new tribe, Max got stung on his feet and then he put his feet in their bowl. Jerri, you were not disgusted by it. I thought it was completely disgusting.
Jerri would drank right out of it, not even heated
No,
it up.
I didn't
She'd
say I
lick
was
his feet with the planter
Jerri
works.
would
Oh my
lick the
God, you
foot.
guys are disgusting. No, I did not say that. What I said was it's no big deal. Just wash
said he
the
had
pot
nice
out.
toenails,
and
though. Am I lying?
He has
I'm
very
not making
large
this up.
nail beds. I did notice that.
Oh my gosh.
But no, just put the pot in the fire and.
But I think it's
no
mentally
big deal.
just disgusting to imagine every time you're drinking that water, even though it's boiled, that you're drinking from
Justin,
the bowl.
Justin, when you're on Survivor, you get sand in every orifice
Someone's
of your
hurt. You
entire
gotta, like,
body.
help your team.
You don't care about feet in a
Yeah,
pot.
everyone's discussed. No one
All
has
you're
showered.
caring about is if you're
There's no soap.
going to the bathroom regularly. Like, these are the things that you care about, not,
Right.
you know.
I agree.
You do not want your guy to go off in a medically evac.
Yeah, but couldn't
No.
you found another way to do it, not in the pot
How?
that you boil the water?
Where are you gonna boil water?
I don't know. Come up with your own contraption.
Come
make
on,
something,
big
build
fan.
something.
And
Come on,
this is
super
why-
fan.
Build something.
Justin has never been on Survivor for this very reason right here.
Justin has never even been camping, people.
Really? Oh, I
Have
go
you
camping
not?
all the time.
Yeah,
Are
he
you
goes
kidding me?
camping.
All right,
So
so
be on my side.
let's talk about the tribal councils with our two boots, Lindsay and Max. Tonight we had a blindside with Max. He was confident that he wasn't going home. Did he pack his bag? Did he bring it? I think he probably did. But they were so
you
cocky.
talking about the second tribal
yeah,
council?
They were so cocky, Max and Shireen, that they were the ones pulling off the blindside tonight, and it was comical watching them think that.
Yeah, I mean, Shireen even told her, she said, Max, you should be a little bit worried for sure. But
Yeah.
she said she wasn't worried.
I mean, the two of them were
So-
off 2 by 2 the whole time. I mean, there was just.
Oh, it was totally ridiculous.
yeah.
Every time the whole
Yeah.
tribe was together, the two of them were off, you know, standing there, over there talking about Survivor trivia or whatever the heck they were talking
naked, bottomless.
One thing in the challenge, I kept thinking Shireen kept hitting her bottom half all the time in those polls, and it was like I just kept thinking
Her coach?
she could have been bottomless here. She would have gotten a little pleasure out of it. if
Nobody
she
wants
was
hair all
bottomless.
over the place.
God, Justin, did you just say that?
Just too much.
Oh, too much, too much.
Inappropriate.
Inappropriate.
All right, well, we are going to throw to a quick little commercial break, so stick with us. We'll be back with more Survivor talk and fan talk as well.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
Just in case you missed it live.
Oh, just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, I'm doing something right now.
So we're all super excited.
This is dancing.
So what would that be, like a 7?
I cannot. I literally cannot. You guys have got to get it together.
Don't hate the player, don't hate the game. Hate the contract you didn't get.
He's a coward. He's a giant chicken shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's going to be like hurricane. Whoa.
Watch out for those girls. They are gagging them.
Hold the phone,
Hold on.
bro.
The more brutal you are, the more power you have.
Right.
That was sexy, it was hot, it was heated, I was into it.
You are going to be the most high-paid hooker in the world.
Go ahead and invite your friends and everybody. Tell your mama, tell her, go ahead and turn the stove off and get up on the computer so we can get on the stream.tv.
Thank you again for joining us, and until next week, bye-bye.
All right, we are back here at the stream.tv. I almost said .com. All right, the stream.tv. Ryan's got some Twitter tea for us. So
I do.
Let's hear it.
We got some good ones. All right. Well, the first one, I think it's Erica Lay. Did I say that? Whatever. I would love to know if you guys have some past season memories when watching this one, because that happens to me a lot. Laugh out loud.
What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, for me, yeah, absolutely. But I mean, that's because I played the game. These two, I don't know.
I would
I have
say
so many past season memories.
I would
of
say in the
Jerri.
challenge, I thought of Jatia when they did that challenge where they had to bring things on the board and they completely were terrible. Jatia.
Right. Well, I have to say that I thought of Big Brother 16 when Frankie did that challenge, that amazing one where he played by himself and still was able to stay in the house. It was like a miracle. So that reminded me of.
Oh, that's true, because that challenge was from Big
Basically,
Brother.
it was a Big Brother
It
challenge.
was a Big
Okay,
Brother
okay.
challenge. But the Big Brother one was.
For once, it actually
better.
relates.
Yeah.
All right, next one is from Erno. It says, Jerri Manthey, pick your favorite concept. I guess talking about Survivor, they give an example of bullies versus bullied in school, rich versus poor, or straight versus gays.
Yeah, oh my gosh. First, I want to say hi, Erno. I love you. It's been a long time since I've seen you. He's one of my biggest fans, and he's always there asking some fun questions.
Isn't that sweet?
It It is.
It's so
He's
sweet.
from Finland. He's a really cool character.
And he once proposed to you.
He did
heard.
actually once propose to me online. It was pretty crazy.
not
In a
creepy.
live show. You know what? I've thought about this a couple of times, and I would love to see, especially now there's been 30 seasons. Out of the first 10 seasons, pick 8 of the top players. Out of the next 10 seasons, pick the next 8 to 10 players, and then make 3 tribes with each decade represented.
That's a good one.
Take that, Lynn
That's
Spellman.
a good one.
I like that.
What about
Obviously,
you?
Jerry would be in that. I would like to see, I think it could be interesting, all the runner-ups maybe.
Right.
Because they would be so hungry
Hungry.
to get that
That's a
win.
good one.
Yes, that's also another one because I can relate. The 4th place
Fourth
people.
place,
yeah,
yes.
anyone who got voted out right before tribal council.
What if
usually,
the very first person voted off every season?
Oh, that would be a terrible
that'd be
season.
horrible.
Horrible, right?
No, but because
Francesca.
the person that gets voted out right before tribal council
Yes,
is the
the
one that
final
was
tribal.
most likely going to win, and that's why they got rid of them.
Kathy from Marquesas would be on it.
I'm always going to say gays versus straights because it just needs to happen. They did Battle of the Races or whatever that one was.
They did.
Right?
Oh, that was
They did.
horrible.
All right, horrible. All right, let's
What
read
else you got, Ryan?
Let's read the last one. Comes from Max. Will Max be the 4th co-host after this season?
This is Max from this
From
season.
the
He just
show.
got voted out tonight.
Which bless you, Max. I mean, we gave our stipulations. If you want to be in the 4th chair on the show, you're going to have to do it in the buff. So
You can't say that to somebody who likes to get naked on national television. He's,
Well,
he's
why
totally
not?
going to show up
He's
naked.
gonna sit
the
on that. He
ratings.
would
Yeah,
sit
no.
on that
We need
chair
the
with
ratings.
you.
Max,
He'll
there
sit right
is no
there.
4th chair. You have to sit on Ryan's lap.
Yes.
again, gays versus straights.
All right, well, we have had an awesome time talking about this episode. So subscribe right now to thestream.tv here on YouTube. And all week long, tweet us your questions, your comments, your thoughts with the hashtag SurvivorAS. We will tweet you back. We'll get in on the conversation. We'll comment on your YouTube comments. We love interacting with the fans. So thank you guys so much for joining us for this episode. We had to talk about a lot, but we got through it. And we love hearing from you guys. Thanks for getting in on the conversation here at thestream.tv.
That was a mouthful.
Ooh,
Yeah,
it was.
good
Wow.
God.
Boom.
That was the biggest run-on sentence I've ever heard you say.
Bye, people.
Bye.
Are we leaving?
For more of the Survivor After Show, click that button and subscribe to thestream.tv.